Welcome to the Big Messy Bun, episode 76. You guys, we are here. We, as in me and my big bun, we are here today following up from Carter's interview last week. So for so many of you that watched and are new to our show here at the Big Messy Bun, my name is Katie. I am the host of this show, and I welcome you to our community here. I love creating space for people to feel safe. I love inspiring people here, giving them ideas, hope, support, whatever that might look like here at the Big Messy Bun. And so today's episode is going to follow up a little bit with what Carter was saying at the end of the podcast. So last week, Carter was on, and I loved how he wrapped up things, and it's going to lead into what we're going to talk about here today. So at the end of the interview, I asked him to share a few words about his journey. And he just basically said that he was a somebody before this journey started. And I agree. Of course, we're all somebody. And that's what he said, that he was a somebody. You are a somebody. We are all here on this earth on purpose. And the fact that you're here and the fact that you're listening to this tells me that you might want to do things in life that inspire you, that make you feel alive, or maybe you're looking for hope. Maybe you're looking for ideas. I don't know what you're looking for here today, but I hope to fulfill some of that for you here in this episode. So he shared that you can do hard things, okay? And I have said that a lot on this show over the last year and a half that this show has been on. And if any of you know me longer than this show, you know that that's something that I do really well. I do hard things really well. And years ago, I came across a quote. I believe it was Oprah Winfrey. And I actually have my little rock here that I wrote this on. And it's a little rock that comes apart. And it says on here, "What is this here to teach me?" And it's a reminder to me when I'm going through tough stuff that there's a lesson to be had, that there's something good that's going to come of this, or at least a lesson. It doesn't always mean good, but there's something, there's a reason why you're going through what it is you're going through. And let me tell you, when you're in the thick of shit, this is the last thing you want to hear. Until you start to condition yourself to this question. So when I started training myself for this question, I now, when challenges come to me, I ask myself, what is this here to teach me? And it can be something really minor that you're going through or something really major, but it's a question I ask myself. Another pivot that I've learned to do, and I'm going to share this with you in hopes that it might help you, is that just because plan A of your life didn't go the way you planned it, and maybe plan B didn't go the way you planned it, or C or D or whatever, today, as you listen to this, today is the first day of the rest of your life. It truly is. No matter where you're at, you might be rolling, things might be just being groovy and fantastic and just so good, you wouldn't change a thing. Or you might be in the thick of something that's really challenging you and you wonder how you're going to get through. Or you're in the mundane of it all and you just feel like you're on this cycle or hamster wheel of life, whatever that looks like. And something profound that Carter said, I don't know if he said it on the podcast. I know he has been saying it on his Instagram and his TikTok videos and Facebook videos, is if you don't change something, like nothing changes if nothing changes. And so it's so true. Like if you're living the same life, making the same choices, doing the same things day in and day out, you're going to get the same results. That's just sort of common sense, right? But when you're in the thick of it, again, you just think there's no way out. There's no way out. And I'm here to remind you, I have been through some shit, and you have to kind of claw your way out of it. And you start that process by, number one, forgiving yourself for the situation that, even if it's the situation you didn't put yourself into, you just find that grace with yourself and then start to educate yourself and figure out, how do I get out of this position, whatever that one is, and understand that plan A was just a plan. Plan B was just a plan. And again, be prepared that you might change that plan several times and be okay with that. And at the same time, if you're like not okay with your current situation, what can you do in your current situation to make life better for yourself, make you feel more fulfilled, live a life with purpose, if that helps, whatever that is for you? What lights your soul up? What makes you feel alive? We got one go at this. One go. I don't want to go down knowing that I didn't try all the things that I want to try in my lifetime. And so it helps me figure out, what do I say hell yes to, and what is a definite hell no for my time, my energy, my soul. And so I'm very selective where my energy goes and how I create it and spend it. And so another friend of mine, Amanda, she posted something recently on her Instagram, and it was so true. And it's something that we've said here lots on the Big Messy Bun. This unrealistic way of thinking that life is supposed to go. Like you're supposed to do all of the things perfectly because it's so curated on Instagram and in social media to have everything done so perfectly. Something that she shared, it just said something like the 10,000 steps a day, 8 hours of sleep, cook all your meals, eat fucking organic, make sure your house is clean, do all your stuff. Oh, and have 7 hobbies. Like, make sure you have your kids and all of the things. Something at some point is going to give. And depending on what season of life you're in, I'm going to tell you right now, when I had 3 little kids and I was raising those kids by myself, we ate boxed food a lot and we survived. And I still will from time to time. Is it easier now that I'm only cooking for myself? Yeah, it's a lot easier. I cook exactly what I want. But when my kids were little and I had to throw something on the table, I wanted them fed. I just wanted them fed and get to the next thing. We tried to have some vegetables and fruit in there once in a while. But seriously, I was so grateful that I learned to let myself off the hook when they were young. I raised my kids differently being a single parent than some of my friends that had 2 parents that were actively involved. You just do it the way you're going to do it. And so when it comes to life right now, there's so much pressure to have this all figured out and that all figured out. And I'm telling you right now, there are so many areas in my life that I'm working on now that I finally have sort of the time and space and capacity for that. I didn't have that a year ago, 2 years ago, but now I do. So now I can carve out that time. So be fair to yourself, whatever season of life you're in. Rather than feeling like you have to do it all, carve out 1 or 2 things. And if you're feeling really low right now, really holy shit, I can't take one more thing, just breathe. Seriously, just notice your breath. And that's sometimes hard to do too. If you're like me, I found it hard to sit in my silent place. I really did. And so find whatever it is that you need to do to process that. I love connection. I do. I love it. I love talking on the phone. I love FaceTiming. I love in person. I love connection. And so I do connect very frequently with people whom I'm very comfortable with, that I love sharing and talking and discussing things. Feels so good. I'm just now learning how to have that real quiet time to myself, because for a long time I had too much rolling around in my head to enjoy the quiet. It was the silence was deafening, if that makes sense. It just felt horrible sometimes to sit in my own brain space. And now I'm learning to do that, but it took some time. And so we're kind of all over the map here today in the Big Messy Bun, but sometimes it just rolls like that. And when I think of like how many times I've had to pivot things and change things to make the best of the situation I'm in, and then you can go back and you could say to yourself, oh, I should have done that. I should have done that. No, you just got to let that shit go and just from where you are today and move forward, today and move forward. You know, I talk to people that are, that I have one good friend that went to school for a certain career. I can't say what the career is, or I don't want to give away identity or whatever, anything. Sorry, I'm being, my phone is distracting me. I have a FaceTime call coming through that I'm going to just hold off on and FaceTime her later. But, oh, I got distracted, you guys. Shit. Oh, a friend of mine who just graduated a couple years ago from university with a certain degree. And now she's working in a completely different profession. And she said she really beat herself up that she spent all that money, and it ended up like when she got through the end of the career, she's like, I don't know why I took this line of work, and now I'm loving my job and doing something completely different. So even though her plan A was go to school, get the degree, go to the thing, she ended up finding a job in a completely different industry that she's thriving in and loving. And so just because you think it's one way, now I'm not saying go to university, get a degree, and then don't do the thing. If you know you don't know what you're wanting, and she really did think she wanted this career, but then she got out and she like about 2 years into the career or into the school year, whatever that's called, 2 years into the program of a 4-year program, she was kind of having second thoughts, but she just pushed through to graduate. She pushed through to get the diploma and then, or the degree. And then she realized that that wasn't what she wanted to do. So just remember that you can change at any time. You're not a tree. You are not planted in this one spot. Now, if you're caring for others and you've got humans that you're responsible for and a mortgage and different things, you got to do these things wisely. You can't just up and say, fuck it, figure it out. But if you are in any place in a space where you can change and pivot things just a little bit and build gradually, I encourage you to do so. I encourage you to take those leaps and change what it is you need to change. Now, sometimes you get smacked upside the head and realize, oh my gosh, I need to change this or that. And sometimes it's massive changes that we need to make. Sometimes it's something really big and tragic that hits a person, or you go through and realize, I can't live like this. Something has to change. So it could be something small that's like the tipping point for a person to want to create that change, or it could be something massive that hits you and then change is necessary. So don't be afraid of it. Actually, you might be afraid of it. It's kind of normal to be scared of change. Change is a little bit scary. But what's really scary is like getting to the end of your life and not changing a thing and just kind of like existing. So I'm going to wrap this up. Next week, we have a guest on here who was a guest before on the show. I'm not going to say his name because I'm just going to wait till he is back here in the studio. But he was a great, great guest in our first year here at the Big Messy Bun. And I just recently reached out because he fits our theme for the next few weeks. And we're talking about mental health. We're talking about change. We're talking about living your best life, no matter what the situation. And no matter if it was your plan A or your plan F that you're on, or plan Z or whatever, not feeling like it's ever too late. Like if there's one thing I want you to hear, it's never too late to change something that needs to be changed. All right, that is a wrap. Nice, short, and sweet tonight. And I'm going to go fill my belly with some food. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please share this episode with whoever you think might benefit from our community here at the Big Messy Bun. And yes, Carter will be on in the future. Probably in the next few weeks, Carter will be back. He has lots of questions that have rolled in. They've rolled into me, and some questions have rolled into Carter that they want us to discuss on the podcast. So I look forward to having Carter back. Next week, it is a different guest, and then we will be back. We'll be back next week on The Big Messy Bun. Today is a wrap. It's episode 76 in the books, and I hope you enjoyed the show.